Hello lovelies, welcome back. I am very excited for this video. I'm looking right at like my table. I'm very excited because we have some new makeup to test out today and I am very excited. So let's just jump right into it, right? First you got my took the cap off. First you got my primer. It's not really a primer. But this is the Say highlighting glowy super gel in the shade Star Glow. It's this beautiful, just gonna get you a sample. I have tested it, haven't worn it yet, but I have like done a sample test to like see just whether or not I like it after the fact. But you know, it is quite a glowy product. It's essentially to help with radiance. I want to say it like gives your skin that nice healthy makeup no makeup kind of look. I don't want to say makeup, but like a healthy inner glow. I don't know how much to use. We're gonna just eyeball just what I want to apply it like I'm applying a serum. I could be applying serums in the evening, hoping that that does enough. If not, like if it's more than that, then we're screwed, but it seems fine so far. Yeah, it seems like it's gonna work. I'm like, I need to like finalize my everyday routine, and I feel like finalize meaning so find products that I really love that I'm like I would never give these up. And that's what, if anyone asks me what is my go-to routine, I want to have something on hand, and I feel like I don't at the moment. Not to say that I don't have products I love, but I have yet to find a system, and I say system, where I'm just like, oh my god, this is what I do every day for like my day-to-day makeup. And I feel like this is gonna be it. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that this is gonna be it. I'm gonna go in next with my concealer. This is the new Laura Mercier concealer. It is the Real Flawless. So essentially everybody's been trying out the foundation and I went ahead and just got the concealer. Ooh, it's a really nice doe foot. See if we can like show you that. It's a really nice doe foot. I'm very, ooh, camera. And I like the fact that it's not like one of those standard doe foot sizes, because then it goes, ooh, this says creamy. Like, this is very creamy. I was not expecting that. I don't know what I was expecting, but I don't know if it was this. I'm very intrigued. So I'm gonna blend this out. I want to tell you how I don't have my, at first I didn't have any brushes out ready for this moment, so we're gonna like bear with me while I grab my brushes, because I don't know what I'm gonna be using. I'm gonna be using this one. I didn't have like any brushes on side. I had all the product itself, I just didn't have any brushes. I think this is the wrong, that is the wrong product. Is it the wrong product? I think it is the wrong product. It's like the wrong brush. Well, yeah, I think this is the wrong brush. Something like 2 seconds. There you go, right here, photo. That was a lot of hard work just to find myself a concealer. You can see there's a little texture on my skin. Not like a bad way. It was like you can see all the texture on my skin at this moment. I feel like with the camera, I don't know if it's the camera, just I think beforehand like you could just see the texture of my skin is, I don't know if it's like a good thing or a bad thing right now. I'll let you know once. Is that the product? I think it's probably product from the whatever I put underneath. Now here's the thing. I've most likely, if you see that I most likely put on my foundation first and I really put my foundation on before I put my concealer on. And I know that there's some people who feel like you do one before the other. And to be honest, I don't care. I am not someone, oh my goodness. I'm not someone who has a preference. I feel like whatever just makes things move a lot faster, that is what I'll be going for. But I can say this is a brightening concealer. So yes, it's 2 shades lighter than my actual skin tone, which I know, so you don't have to tell me that. And that is on purpose. But I can say that this, like, it's on my skin. I cannot tell you that I have products on. It feels amazing, right? So 10 out of 10 for me from La Mercier. That's like a really good concealer. It's in the shade 4N2. It's weightless perfecting. I probably should have like researched to see what the claims are before I did anything, but you know, we're already here. Let's just continue, you know. Next, we're gonna go in my foundation. Now, this is the Lancome. This is not a new product, it's new to me. This is the Lancome Teint Idole Ultra Wear. This is the Care and Glow version. This is the white one. You have 2 versions. I think they had another one before and they discontinued it. I'm not sure, do not quote me on that. But this is the Care and Glow, which means that this is more so like very hydrating. It's very much for the drier skin girlies, not the oily skin girlies. And it's meant to, it's kind of like a skincare-esque foundation. So it is along the lines of like the makeup, no makeup kind of route. Or if you are looking for, makeup that is more also along skincare, the skincare route, then that is also something you'd probably love about this product. I should probably close it before I shake it again, right before it gets all over the white shirt that I'm wearing. You know, that would probably help all of us to have me cry. It's a very liquidy formula, right? I am not sure how I feel about that. If I'm being honest, I really, I'm not sure how I feel about a liquid-esque foundation, but we'll try it. It's actually a really nice product. It's so, oh my gosh, like these products, I'm not looking for coverage. Well, does it say coverage? I don't think I don't think it claims coverage. It does claim SPF, so SPF 25, and I used to, when I say used to, obviously not anymore, stay away from anything that had SPF claims in it as a foundation. And this would be pre-skincare-esque foundations. So this is like when foundations used to claim, oh yeah, we have SPF in there, and it's like SPF 10 or SPF 15, and to be honest, that doesn't do much. SPF 10 and SPF 15 does not stop UV rays from attacking your face, and I can say this as somebody who studies cosmetic science, and I can say this now as somebody who literally just did SPF research for a lab that I'm in the middle of completing, so I can say that with understanding and finality. We'll see whether or not this foundation can claim to be full coverage. Oh no, I remember. So coverage, this is supposed to be medium to full. I remember that because I saw on the box, I don't have the box, it's in a bin. On the box, it has 3 out of 4 on its coverage scale for Lancome. So Lancome has four types of coverage scale. It's a 4-star coverage scale. So you have 1 which is like very, very light, and 2 which is light to medium, 3 is medium to full, and 4 is full coverage, right? So if you are looking for a medium foundation, this is a really good one. For the other one, the matte version, which is more for the oily skin, that is a full coverage foundation. So if you're looking for medium coverage, I would recommend this one. However, if you have oily skin, I don't know if this would be a good idea for you, because oily skin and a hydrating foundation I don't think will work very well together, right? And yes, I am just finishing up on my face just to ensure that I've not gotten any real, and then I take whatever final-esque product is on my brush and just go over my eyes just to blend in that so it looks a little bit more natural. So yes, my eyes are brightened, but you can see that it's kind of blended into my foundation now, which I'd rather have that when I'm using a much lighter cover, not lighter cover, but lighter colored concealer, right? Next, some of my favorite products so far, which is the Patrick Ta. This is the blush. This is the one. This is the blush. So it's the She's Giving. It's the double take cream and powder blush, and so you have the cream on powder version on here, and it's in the shade She's Giving. Now this is an amazing, look at that shade coverage, like look at that, that is gorgeous, right? And so you have a little, like, I want to say separator for the cream to powder area of the blush, and you just like, I also have the bronzer contour. I would say bronzer contour because it's very similar to this. It's the cream contour and powder bronzer tool, so it's not like, it's not named like the other one. It's in right here, and again you have a separator for the cream and the powdered sections. I'm gonna take my brush and I'm going to just dab lightly. I'm not sure if I should do cream or powder. I feel like because we're going for a very like hydrating look today, I'm gonna go in with the cream just to see how that builds up. Ooh, like, I don't know how I feel about that, because like that's, it doesn't seem to be taking much product off, and I don't know if it's a very buildable coverage product. Like, this isn't, like, you have to be digging this out, right? Which I'm not a fan of. I shouldn't be digging my product from the pan. And I mean, yeah, you want to have as light as a coverage to work with. So I'm going to be doing cream on this side and then powder on the other one, because I want to see just how different the sections are. So is powder better? Do I recommend that? Do I recommend the cream side? So far, what I can say is that it's a very light coverage product, so you can't really see it. Like, it's there, but you can't really tell. Or is it just me and you can't tell on camera? I don't know, because for me, I can't tell from where I am. So I don't know yet. I can't tell you a thing. So I'm just gonna try the powder on the other side. Take another brush and then just dab it in the powder. Dab it into the powder as much as possible. Get as much on the brush as possible, and then just on my cheek. See, that's the thing. It's a very nice product. I'm like, is it really doing much? Is anything coming off of it? And I can see it slowly building on my cheek. So it's not like I can say, oh, there's nothing on the product. Like, there's no product coming off my face, because that's not true. Like, there is product on my face. You can see it. Like, it's very light. but it is there, right? It's not a very heavy type of product. So if I were looking for a heavy product, I would not be using this. This is more so if you don't want a lot of coverage. If you do want a lot of coverage, I would not recommend this product at all because it gives very light, very light coverage to the face. So then we're gonna do with a cream blush. I just screwed up my pants. Oh, what a way to start. But it's very pigmented. So you know, I'm looking forward to that. One thing I can say about the blush, it seems to be coming off onto the brush much better than the powder did. Sorry, than the bronzer did, because the bronzer seems to not want to have anything to do with me or my face. And I can say with happiness that this is a very pigmented product, right? You just swipe it onto your face a few times. You just dab it off the brush a few times and you can get like a nice clean product. So what I did is half of the brush I have the product on and dab on my face, and then the other half of the brush, which is clean, I use that to blend the product so that I do not have excess product just like sitting on my face, and it's much easier to work with that way. Do I think that this is a good, I think the blush, I'm very much excited to use the blush, and I will continue using that. The bronzer, however, I am not entirely sure about that. I feel like I'd have to try again with this product. So I don't know. Ooh, this is a very powdery blush, right? This is a very powdery blush. I do want to say that I like the bronzer if I'm going for a very natural look. If it is that I don't think I'll be wearing like a heavy amount of makeup, like something like this, where I really want it to be as light as possible, I would appreciate this type of bronzer and this type of contour, because it allows me to work my way with the product without feeling like I can't really do much. And so we see both sides so far. So we have my cream side on this, we have my powdered side on this. So far, what I can say is the cream works better than the powder in terms of blending. I feel like with the powder, once it sits on that product, it's sitting on that product. Like you can't really move it. Same with the bronzer. Like you can see, like it's like a nice slight shadow just along my face, but like once it's there, it's there. Like you're not really getting much more out of it. While with the cream side, you can move it around a little bit more, and it is a little more glowy, right? So you can see it on the side of my face. I mean, I don't hate either side. I love them both so far because they both show different versions of the same look. Like, you know, it shows the versatility of a look, which is what you want at all times. But I don't know if I think I have to play with it a little more to really have any more thoughts. I will be updating eventually, like product, like probably later on, like products I've tried and what I think with them now versus like, you know, first impressions. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do my eyes. I don't know if I want to say that I have new eye products, because I do have this from Rowan. It is a eyeshadow palette. I don't know if I've used it on the channel before. I don't think I have. So I think I might just use it now. It's a gorgeous palette. It's amazing, and I have had it for like about a while now, not long. But I do want to try it out. So we'll just use that instead. So we'll get my base. We'll see just how pigmented this product is. wow. This is my first impressions of Rowan as a brand, so I've never used them before, so I can promise you that everything that you hear is generally my first thoughts on this product. I haven't even swatched them, to tell you. I have like touched it. You can see like slightly on this. You can see that I have touched this one. That was because I was very confused as to whether it was powder or cream. It was cream. But that is about it. I haven't done anything more with these products. This is my first time using them overall. And so far, I really like it. It's a very red eye, so not something that I'm used to. I'm really more of a neutral kind of girl. You can see that I've really only done neutrals on my eyes, especially for this filming. But this for me would be an everyday wear. Like, I love it so much. It's so creamy, and the pigmentation is amazing, and it's not hard at all to blend out, so I'm very happy about that. I feel like if it were anything else, I would not be as happy, because usually I don't know, I feel like nowadays it's very hard to find really good eyeshadows, and I don't mean like in a bad way. I mean just more like you have to pay a lot of money for good quality eyeshadows, and I'm like, what if I don't want to? And I don't mean to say, you know, I don't think, you know, eyeshadows deserve to be spent on, like, money. Probably should have used another brush, but we've come this far. I don't think that eyeshadows shouldn't be, like, you shouldn't spend money on eyeshadows, right? But I do think that maybe, you know, just maybe, it's okay to get good quality for less than the bank, less than the cost of your kidney or your heart or your spleen. Just decent price, especially for people who can't afford it. And I'm very grateful to have this. So I'm not saying that, you know, I don't appreciate this, because I do, and I appreciate being able to afford a lot of these products. But the thing is, not everyone has the same luxuries that I do, and not everyone has the same situation that I do, where I have, you know, a life that allows me the finances to just see something that I like and pick it up without having to worry about anything, and knowing that if the quality is bad, I can just replace it with something else. Not everyone has that, and with a lot of products, you are really taking a gamble when you spend it. I was talking to a friend, and she was saying how, you know, you spend so much money on products, especially foundation. Like, foundation in itself is quite an expensive feat, because you're spending so much money to ensure that you get a good match. And what if it isn't a good match? You've already spent that much money on it. You don't really have it, you can't really give it back, you know, like there's not much to do from there. So you're kind of stuck with a product that isn't in your shade, and you have no other ask, like you really have no other choice. And I'm like, that is so true. Why are we pushing ourselves to fit into this ideology that it's okay for this? That is not okay, you know. But we've taught ourselves that it is, and I'm like, why have we done that when nobody's happy about it, right? And nobody feels like this should be what life is about, especially in the makeup world. And I understand that you have people are gonna be like, well, if you can't afford it, then just don't buy it. And I'm like, that's not fair. Like, everyone deserves the opportunity to have really nice things, and I'm very happy that certain products are coming out from certain brands that give you that opportunity. So, like, you're not breaking the bank to afford a lot of products, and that, you know, it's quite a huge topic. I'm just gonna finish my eyes. I don't have any new makeup for like the rest of my face, so I'm just gonna finish that and we'll get back to it. So with me saying all of that, let's talk about my lips for today. This is the, I don't know if it's like, I want to say the new e.l.f. putty. This is the new e.l.f. Pot Clout lip. So with me saying all of that, let's talk about the new Pot Clout lip plumping pen from e.l.f. This is so like, these are recently released from e.l.f. These are their newest releases, and it's essentially like a click pen. It's like, and the product gets released from here. So I'm just gonna like, it's very similar to like the MAC Squirt Boss, I want to say. So you can see, put the pen on, you can see here, oh, it's even like reflecting with the light. It's gorgeous, and it's this beautiful like brown shade, and it is a plumping product. I was like, oh, I was gonna like show you my lip before, and we're gonna like put this on. I have worn one of the other shades before, and I can promise you I've never worn plumping lip gloss, mostly because I was so worried about my lips blowing up like a balloon. But this is something that I would definitely repurchase. I genuinely was saying to my friend that this is one of those products that would make it into my everyday wear, my everyday product list. I just have it in my bag all the time to ensure that I never not had it. And so this is when it's just applied. Okay. And I'm gonna give it a few minutes to like just do its magic. But as I was saying, these products like e.l.f., like any brand like e.l.f. recently became essentially the it girl for drugstore makeup, right? Because they essentially created an entire section of makeup that was so affordable and really good quality. And as I was saying earlier, like there's no reason for products to not be good quality when they're in the drugstore. That there's no actual excuse for it. You just choose not to, you know, produce good quality products because you're cheap and you don't care about your consumers as much. And I'm not gonna say that it's easier to produce, especially makeup and skincare are not the same. Like you can bulk buy ingredients for skincare. Buying pigments for makeup is 10 times, not to say it is very expensive, but it is more expensive for makeup when you're bulk buying ingredients, because pigments are, especially based on like the level of pigmentation, level of mining, all of that, it does add up in price. But at the same time, it's makeup. You can make good quality enough makeup for a decent amount of price, right? And me paying £10, it's actually £8, I think I checked, it's actually £8 for this pen, right? And it's at Superdrug, and I would spend £8 on this product because I know I'm getting good quality. Like the color payoff is amazing. My lips look lush and they're not sinking into any of my lines, right? And that is one thing I hate about lip products, like they just always sink into my lines. And I know I have a lot because I have lips that just tend to have lines for some reason, but this product doesn't do that, and I will continue paying money to ensure that I get this level of good quality, right? So we stand e.l.f. in this household. This channel will forever be an e.l.f. representation, and you will always find e.l.f. in my makeup kit. And this, like I said, this is gonna be one of my staples. I love it. And so I want to thank e.l.f. I want to thank you for this. I'm very happy, I'm very grateful. Yeah. And so our final product, so leave it there. Our final product is my setting spray, and this is from Grillian. It is an absolutely gorgeous package. It's a gold mist setting spray. It's French, so I will not be trying to pronounce it. It's the Parure. The Parure Gold Mist. The sun is moving behind the windows, and so if you randomly see the sun in certain lights, it's not because it's generally just the light. It's nothing to do. Which is why. But yeah, just like you do with most, if not all, setting sprays, you just shake it up a little bit, and just. First, I want to say that the smell, like the scent of this product, is so nice. Like, it's such an aesthetic kind of setting spray, so I love it. And it's not a heavy fragrance, so I feel like even if you don't like fragrances, it's not heavy enough where it should be irritating to you. However, it might, I don't know, like depending on the kind of fragrance or like the kind of person that you are when it comes to fragrances, you might find it a little bit too much. I find it very refreshing. I also want to say that the mist in and of itself is actually really nice. It's not a like heavy mist, so I feel like you're kind of influenced to use more as you're going along than you would normally, because with setting sprays you're like used to a certain level of pump, and with this one it's more of a relaxed pump, like a relaxed spray. It's not as heavy, but I do like it, and I do think that it's really good. This I'm definitely keeping in my arsenal. I do love it. Again, the sensory feeling, the smell, all of it, it's just a really nice product. I think that's where we're gonna end today's video. I don't know how long this has been. I think it's like a really quick video in comparison to my other one, my other full face. It's much shorter, but I want to do like a final show of my lips, just so to tell whether or not the plumping actually has any effect. So, oh my god, there's lipstick on my teeth. It's like right in front of the camera, but it's just here. So we can do like a final fold. I have not put any setting powder on my face. Like, all that you saw me do was, the only thing I did off camera was my eyebrows, my eyeshadow, and my eyebrows, my eyeliner, and my mascara. Those are the only things I did off camera. Everything else is just as I did it on camera. And one thing I can say is, as you wear the Patrick Ta blush and bronzer, I think it kind of just melts into your skin in a good way. I don't know if it's just the foundation. I don't know if it's the foundation. I don't know if it's the product. I don't know what it is, but it's working. It's really nice, and so I am all for it. I did have an error. Like, you can see that my eyeshadow, like my eyeliner is like messed up on one side. It's because I had an issue and I didn't want to have to take off all this and then redo it. I was not about that life, so just ignore that. But I do like what I'm having. Like, this is a really nice everyday makeup, and that is what I'm like, my aim was like, oh, I want to find like the perfect set of products just to use for like everyday, wear. And I think this is it. I'm not gonna say buy all these are very expensive. I will not recommend that, but I will be doing a video hopefully in the future to talk about more affordable options, because I do think that, like I said earlier, makeup should be affordable, and I'm willing to put out the work. It's a lot of work for finding makeup that will fit my skin complexion in the drugstore. It's a lot of work. So one thing I feel like makeup companies are lacking is the drugstore level for the dark skin community. And I know that more high-end corporations need to work on this, because you can't expect indie brands to be focusing on this. They don't have that level of capital to bring in to put a lot of reach. And I'm not saying they have that excuse. All I'm saying is it's a lot harder for them to put in that research than high-end companies. Like, you can mass produce drugstore items at a small, like, drugstore products, because it's cheaper. You're not really making a loss from it because you are a larger company and you are bringing revenue somewhere. Indie brands really don't have that choice. They have to set, I'm talking about prices, not products. Indie brands have to set their prices to match what their research and production costs. And I think people don't realize that. A lot of brands, especially indie brands that are self-owned, brands that are not owned by parent companies, they have to set their prices to match whatever their actual research and development contains. Because if I'm spending £50,000 on a product, I need to bring in that as revenue along with a profit, not only to pay for products, not only to pay for continuing to produce products, but also to pay employees, also to pay suppliers, also to maintain the bills that are required to run a company, right? So that I will be more lenient towards. So like, well, yeah, I'll imagine paying £15 for something if it's from a certain brand, because I know that it's a smaller brand and it needs to be, you need to pay for a lot of things. Larger brands, you can't be sending me £100 for something that is not worth it. And this works for both companies, like both indie and large corporations. I will not be paying a lot of money for a product that I know that doesn't work. Like I said in a couple of videos before, recently I've realized to myself that brands no longer have the same meaning to me that they did before, especially now that I'm spending my own money and doing a lot of research for myself to purchase products and review them. Brands are not for me what they used to be. I will never be loyal to a brand if it's not producing what I need it to. And so I love a brand to death, and if you're not giving me what I need from you for a product to tell other people about it, I will not be telling other people about it, no matter how much I love you as a brand. I'll probably have you and I'll use you, but I will never look at somebody else and be like, I feel like you should buy this because it's from this brand. I will not have that same level of loyalty, right? And that is what I'm hoping you take from this video, hoping you take from this. A lot of these I'm gonna save. Primer, I will be using this. Foundation, I will definitely be using this. Concealer, I will be using. This is a very lightweight concealer. This isn't a concealer that you use to give full, it's not full coverage. It's very much a lightweight concealer. It's something you put underneath your eyes to give it some coverage, to take away those dark circles. If you color correct and you use this, I think it's a perfect combination. Your blush and bronzer, as I said later down, I think wearing it for a longer period, so like about 2-3 minutes after you've put it on, is when I think it sits the best on your face. I feel like when you just put it on, it's a little bit harder to work with. I do think that the powder is a lot harder to work with than the cream. And so if it is that you can only get the cream, get the cream. I don't know if I'd recommend the powder, but I have it as a duo, so I'm kind of stuck with them both. Same for the this and this. I think the opposite for the bronzer. I think the powder for the bronzer is a better alternative than the powder than the cream version of the bronzer. And again, I'm stuck with both, so I don't really have a choice. That's my thoughts on that. In my setting mist, I do love this mostly. I just like shook the camera, I'm sorry. I do love this for the aesthetic of it all. It's a very expensive product. It's not something that I think, it actually tells you how to use it. I'm just noticing. I'm sorry, I'm just noticing it tells you how to use it on the bottom. So you're supposed to like go like that, but I didn't. I don't think that's what I did. I don't remember. But I do think like if it's for luxury purposes and you're like, oh, I want to splurge on something, I do think this is a nice thing to splurge on. It has your makeup sitting really nicely on my makeup sitting very nicely on my face, and it's the type of product that it's so light that you can just like continuously spray it, and you don't have to feel odd because it's not something that's like, it doesn't build up that much on your face. It's like very light, so you never feel like you're really like layering, right? So I like it for that reason. However, like I've just sprayed it a little bit and you can see that it's like quite a bit has come out. So like even if it's a fine mist, it is a kind of product that's going to run out quite quickly. So I don't know how I feel about that, especially for the price tag. My eyeshadow palette, this I think is completely worth the money. It's very, very good pigment. The powders are so easy to work with. The creams, I think if you don't know how to work with creams, you'll have a bit of issue working with cream eyeshadows because of how it's formulated in the pot. But I do think that overall I would tell someone to buy it. So I would recommend this as a purchase. It is only sold in quads, so that is my only downside. I'm like, if they came out with like a large palette of like just these types of, I would definitely buy that, but it's only sold in quads and they are pretty expensive for just the quad, so that's really all to your discretion. For my lip products, I do recommend this. I don't think it tingles. I think my friend was asking when I first got it, I was like, does it tingle? And it doesn't. It's not a very tingly product. It is more so minty refreshing. kind of product. It's not very much the, oh, my lips are like tingling and it's on fire. It's more so you've eaten peppermint gum and then drunk some cold water and it's like a nice refreshing I don't know, ash on your lips. That's what I'm getting from it. So I would definitely recommend that 100%. Is there anything else? Everything else is products I've used before, so I don't really have anything to touch upon that. And again, I haven't used any setting powder in this video, which I think is a very first for me. And I know that there's going to be settling in my eyes because it's always happened, especially because I haven't set it with any powder. But you can see naturally there is no, I'm not shiny, I just have a very nice healthy glow. So I'm very pleased about that. So we'll continue to see how it goes. I think in further videos I might touch upon more how I use a lot of these products, like coming into the future, like how I've adapted them to my day-to-day routine and whether or not I've liked them the more I've used them, stuff like that. So I'll be in touch, and I hope that whenever you're watching this video you enjoy it, you have a lovely rest of your day, and I hope we'll see you on the next one. Bye guys.